We're live.
We're going live. Yo, what's up, guys? My name is Nicholas Earle, and welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Special Show. And today, we got some home run derby we're going to be talking about. A little bit of a degenerate show here, looking at home run derby props, looking at who's going to win, certain matchups, and stuff along those lines. So it should be just like a fun, laid-back show, just because we don't have anything else to talk about other than we have the home run derby tonight. We have the All-Star game tomorrow night. And then Wednesday, we have absolutely nothing. So we're going to be probably breaking into a little bit of NFL futures on Wednesday. So that should be a fun little show as well. But for today and tomorrow, it is All-Star themed. And we are going over the home run derby tonight. We got 8 hitters going up, 5 from the American League, 3 from the National League. We have the number 1 versus the number 8. Shohei Ohtani is taking on Juan Soto. Number 4 is Pete Alonso taking on Salvador Perez. The number 5. No, Alonso is number 5. Perez is number 4.
Is he actually?
Yes. Then we have the number 2 seed, Joey Gallo, the number and the number 7 seed, right, Trevor Story. And then the number 3 seed, Matt Olson, takes on the number 6 seed, Trey Mancini. So should be a fun little show here. And should be a fun little show. What are your first thoughts about this home run derby for tonight?
It's in Coors.
Yeah, that's all you gotta say.
That's kind of like, I guess, what that would kind of be like the dream when we were younger. It's like, oh, I want to see a home run derby in Coors Field. That's kind of cool. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, absolutely. So
nope.
We'll kick it on off here talking about some round 1 matchups here. And we're going to start it off here with the number 1 seed, Shohei Ohtani, going up against Juan Soto, the number 8 seed. A lot of hype coming into this on Shohei Ohtani. Rightfully so. So we won the first 7 innings yesterday. Yeah, we did. No, we won the first 8 and a half innings, and then they tied it up in the 8th. Yeah. First 5 should have been to play on that game. But looking at the first matchup for tonight, Shohei Ohtani, and we have, Juan Soto. Shohei Ohtani, 33 home runs this season. Juan Soto got off to that slow start, but I'm trying to find how many he has this season, so far this season. He's a little bit lower down there. I got to find him now. Should have had this written down, but I'm basically going from my phone today. Juan Soto, only 11 this season. He did have that slow start. He had COVID at the beginning of the season, but he's picked it up as of late. And he actually has the 4th most on his team behind Josh Bell, Trey Turner, and Kyle Schwarber. So Juan Soto, not the biggest home run hitter, but he's taking on Shohei Ohtani in this first round. Where were you looking at this one?
Hold on, I'm just finishing out. Okay, good. Tweets out. No, I don't know. A lot of people are on Shohei Ohtani, and I know he's been the hottest hitter. I don't see the hype. One of the big things that I saw this year from Shohei Ohtani is he has not taken batting practice at all this year. None. 0. Which is the biggest concern to me. If you're going to pay a minus 210 for somebody, are you really going to take somebody who hasn't batted at all? I just don't think that's a smart choice. I don't know. That's just me. For this one, I'm probably going to go after Soto. Plus 190. The biggest concern with grabbing underdogs in this, so the 5 through 8 seeds, is they have to bat first. And then all the top seeds have to do is hit them by 1 home run, which is a big concern. But I do think Juan Soto can go and beat. I think he can beat Ohtani today. I know it might seem like a little bit of a oddball because I know a lot of people are on Ohtani to win the entire thing. I'll probably be on Soto to win the first round against Shohei.
Yeah, I'm on the similar page here with that one. I placed a bet last night, and I was stupid because I got a bad line for it. I got Soto at plus 175 in the win the first round. He's at plus 190 now. I wish I waited a little bit here to take Juan Juan Soto, but I think he is the value side here. I definitely think that a lot of the public money is going to come in on Shohei Ohtani. So maybe like when we talk about it in the future, or when we talk about it later in this show, when you're looking at players to win the home run derby, I suggest not betting Shohei at all. He's a little bit too. I don't think the line's good enough to win for him. He's a plus 200 to win the whole thing. I like a couple other people here better than Shohei Ohtani. I'm not saying that Ohtani's going to lose to him. I just think the value is on Juan Soto, and you're telling me at the plus 190 that we see Juan Soto not win this 35% of the time, 40% of the time. No, not 40. They're like 35% of the time. Like, honestly, I think that the value definitely is on Soto on this spot, especially considering that, Shohei Ohtani's never taken any BP this year. He is a beast. He is going to put on a show tonight. He may have the longest home run in the whole tournament. But I think one thing that may play into a little bit of an advantage to Juan Soto, and with this time format, is he's more of a line drive hitter. He's more of a line drive home run hitter. You're going to see more quicker home runs out of Juan Soto than we are Shohei Ohtani, who's going to hit a lot of these moonshots. So I think that definitely the value here is on Juan Soto. I'm not saying he wins straight up. I'm not saying Juan Soto goes on to win the whole thing. I think Juan Soto has a shot to upset him in the first round here, and I took a shot here at plus one. I got it plus 175. It's a plus 190 now.
Yeah, I have not bet any of these things yet because this is not really my first look at it, but this is first sit down and really dig deep into all this stuff. And yeah, the thing is, the home run derby is glorified batting practice. And the way that, like Nick has said, the way that Soto hits home runs is going to be a lot more beneficial than the way that Shohei hits them, because Shohei is going to hit them 100 feet in the air, 200 feet in the air, just moonshots out of there, which is going to take up a lot more time. And it could result in less swings, less homers. All I'm saying is that Soto has the better swing for the home run derby as well. Yeah, I agree with that one.
Absolutely. All right, moving on to our next matchup here. We have
hold on. Also for this, if you didn't want to look at the matchup, you can look Shohei Ohtani over under 23.5 home runs this round.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And then Soto over under 17.5. Prepare? No. I prepared. I just haven't bet any of this stuff yet. But for the totals, I think you got to go Soto over. I think he could easily get 18. And I think for the majority, for the favorites, don't bet totals, because it's not going to be reliant on them getting the home runs. If you're looking for not Soto, but Ohtani to get over 23.5, and then Soto hits 20, he's not going to hit that. Yeah. So you gotta handicap for the favorites. You gotta handicap the underdogs as well for that. And I think Soto can get over his number. I don't think Ohtani gets over his.
Yeah, that's one thing you got to notice here, because I'm looking at the next matchup here a little bit, and you see Joey Gallo at 23.5 and Trevor Story at 18.5. If you don't think Trevor Story is going to hit the 18.5, that under for Joey Gallo has a lot of value. I'm just saying you got to look at lines and prepare a certain way. I also added Soto over 17.5 home runs at minus 115 as well. I think that's a great spot here. I like Soto in the spot. I think he's going to, knowing he's going to go up against Shohei Ohtani, he's going to go out. He's going to try to hit 20 home runs in this first round, and I think that's absolutely possible for him. So over 17.5 in Coors Field, we're going to see a lot of home runs tonight. So maybe on some underdogs, I love some overs here on the ones going first, because you have to put up as many home runs as possible. So maybe Pete Alonso is total as well. We're going to get to him in a couple matchups. I think his total 21.5 is 100% live. We are going to see the most home runs hit tonight than we probably ever have in the home run derby, strictly because they are in Coors. So yeah, I like Juan Soto over 17.5 home runs. I'd be careful if you like Shohei Ohtani betting him over 23.5, because hypothetically speaking, Soto hits his 17.5 and gets 19. He's not going to hit 23.5. He's only going to have to get 20, so that's not going to cash. So keep those in mind when you're betting the better seeded hitters.
No, 100%. We'll go on to the next matchup because I think we went good with that one.
Yeah. Next matchup here, we have Joey Gallo of the Texas Rangers taking on the hometown boy, the Trevor Story in this matchup. Looking at Joey Gallo, he leads his team with home runs, only 2 ahead of Garcia. He has 24 home runs on the season. Looking at Trevor Story, he's actually 3rd on his team in home runs. Only 11 home runs this season. McMahon leads the Rockies with 16, then Crone with 12. So, interesting choice here. McMahon could have been an interesting bunt, but you want your big name guy. Trevor Story is your big name guy here in Colorado. He does hit some moonshots. I think, actually, Trevor Story has the record for a Rocky distance. I think he hit one 487 feet once in Coors Field. So, keep that in mind. He does know how to hit in Coors Field. But with that being said, I really like Joey Gallo in this matchup, and you're going to find that out how much I like Joey Gallo as we go through these breakdowns and we look at the odds. So kind of, even though I like Joey Gallo, I lean under 23.5 home runs because Trevor Story, I don't think he's going to hit that 18.5, and if he does, maybe 20-21 out of him. So we only need 22 home runs out of Gallo. So I think an under 23.5 is an interesting look. I did not personally bet it yet. But I'll probably look over that, seeing that it is a favorite in the first round. 23.5, I think that's a little high for a favorite. So I'm going to lay off of that total, though, the under. If anything, maybe I'll lean towards the over of Trevor Story. Maybe he gets 19-20. But I'm going to stay off of this one. I have Joey Gallo here, minus 190 to win the matchup. But that's about all I have from this one.
Yeah, for this one, there was I like Gallo to win, except for I just don't want to lay the minus 190. It's just not a spot I want to get to. I don't lay more than minus 150, so I'm not laying on any of the favorites or any of the favorites on this one. But one thing I will do is go over with Trevor Story. He knows this ballpark. He knows how to play in this ballpark. I think one of the big things you're going to look at is because of the high altitude, some of these players are going to get a little bit winded. Trevor Story is not. He's used to this altitude. I think Trevor Story can get 20, 21, 22 homers in this one easily. I even think he could upset Joey Gallo. He knows the stadium well enough where I think it can happen. The thing is, I just don't think he pops enough home runs in order to do that. I think Gallo has a big enough bat in order to win this matchup. So I think Gallo wins, but I'm going over for Trevor Story's number, not touching Joey Gallo's number because I feel like I am by betting Story over.
Yeah, and if you guys like that angle with Trevor Story knowing the ballpark and adjusted to that altitude, he is 10-1 to win the whole thing. You could make worse bets. I do like Joey Gallo to go pretty far into this tournament, though. He just has that type of swing. Where he has that beautiful left-handed swing where you're going to see a lot of home runs out of him. And he's kind of built for a tournament like this because he does one of the 3 things. He strikes out a lot, he walks a little bit, and he hits home runs. He doesn't do much else. And if there's someone who a third of his hits this season are home runs, that's who I want to bet on in a home run derby. I like Gallo in this matchup. I'm staring definitely at that under 23.5 because I just don't think Trevor Story gets enough to cash that. But there's other spots on this card. I don't need to bet every total.
No, I got you on this one. Well, we get to go on to the next one, which is probably one of the bigger stories in this one.
Yeah, this matchup's a fun. This is a fun story. I don't know if it's gonna be the best matchup though. We get Matt Olson and Trey Mancini. Olson a minus 210, a plus 170 run back on Trey Mancini. And looking at this game, looking at this matchup, we have. Let me get the home run totals up on this one. Trey Mancini is tied for the lead with Cedric Mullins on the Orioles with 16. And on the other side, Matt Olson of the Oakland Athletics does lead his team by a decent chunk. He has 23 home runs this season. The next highest is Francisco Laureano at 13. So he does have the lead in his team for this one. And looking at this matchup, I personally did not bet it. I think that whoever wins this matchup falls in the second round to Joey Gallo. Looking at the totals here, Matt Olson 19.5, Trey Mancini 16.5. Now, I'm looking at maybe an over with Trey Mancini. I think 16.5 is a little low, but I'm going to stay off of this matchup. This is just not what I want to target. This is the one matchup I didn't really look too much into, so I'm not trying to bet something I don't particularly know that well. I looked at all the other matchups. I like the other stuff. I just don't see Olson getting past Gallo in the second round. I definitely think Olson wins this matchup, but not by much.
Yeah, for this one, I have one bet, and I think that Mancini total was just a little too low. I did grab Trey Mancini over 16.5 homers. I think all these guys are going to get 20 plus. I just think it's one of those spots where it's Coors Field, and you got 5 minutes? 5 minutes, as many as you can. These players have to average at least 4 a minute. That's just got to happen. So I do like Trey Mancini over in this one. I might even try to aim towards Trey Mancini as an upset. One thing that's concerning, Olson has been hitting all these home runs, and most of them in a huge ballpark in Oakland. Yeah. That ballpark is massive. And now the fact that he's going to go to Coors and start hitting them, I would go over on his total, except for I don't know if Trey Mancini can go over the night. Oh, well, Matt Olson's over-under is only 19.5.
Yeah.
I think that's totally realistic that Mancini can get 19 homers. I think that's definitely in play. But for this one, I'm just going to go over on Mancini. Might lay with Mancini plus 170 later, but I'll probably just lay off of it.
Yeah, I understand that one. Yeah, I don't see either of these guys making the finals. So I feel like this is just a spot where you're predicting who makes it against Joey Gallo in my eyes. So I didn't get involved in this one, but I will get involved in later ones. Our next one is probably the one I'm looking forward to the most. The number 4 seed, Salvador Perez, taking on the number 5 seed, Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso, the big favorite here, minus 210. That's a plus 170 for for Salvador Perez, the one hitting second. And at this point, I saw Pete Alonso around 250 last night, and some money has come in on Salvador Perez, rightfully so. I mean, you got around a plus 190, plus 200 price tag on someone who is hitting second, who has that type of advantage of hitting second and knowing how many home runs he has to hit. I personally like Pete Alonso in this matchup. I think the defending champ at least makes it to the second round, sets up a fun matchup against either Juan Soto or Shohei Ohtani. And I like Pete Alonso to go pretty far into this contest. Pete Alonso's home run total 21.5. Going up against Salvador Perez, he's going first, and he's a favorite. I'm going to go with Pete Alonso here over 21.5 home runs at minus 125 against Salvador Perez in this first round. I think he clears 22 home runs in the first round because he has to hit as many as he can to put up a high number for Salvador Perez. So this is another one where you may want to look at potentially an over for Salvador Perez because he can hit an over and still lose because his opponent going first has to hit 4 more home runs than him in order to cash the ticket. Salvador Perez over is, I think, a decent look. I think he's going to make it close, but Salvador Perez is probably the lowest on my list for this contest. Also looking at odds to hit the least amount of home runs in round number 1. I like Salvador Perez at plus 375 a little bit here. I didn't bet it, but to hit the least amount of home runs in round number 1, Salvador Perez definitely catches my eye for that. But I'm going with with Alonso over 21.5 home runs for this one.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I'm all over Alonso for this entire home run derby. He's the defending champion. He's going to come out here and swing. I grabbed him over the 21.5 for the first round just because he's got to. I will not bet Perez over because I don't think he gets there. I think 17.5 is too much for him. Keep in mind, he's a catcher, and catchers don't always have the most pop. Yes, he's been hitting really well this year. But if he wins the home run derby, he'll be the first catcher in MLB history to win it, and I don't see that happening. I don't see him getting out of the first round. I'm taking Alonso over 21.5 homers. I think that's just a solid spot because he does have to bat first, and he's going to hit them. And then you mentioned one of the ones about the least amount of home runs. I'm not looking at that one just yet, but there's actually a prop. Home run derby, least home runs in first round, over under 12.5. I got to go over for this one. I think that everybody hits at least 13. I think that's a really solid spot. It is at a minus 140, but I don't mind that. I'll end up grabbing that one as well. But I'm taking Alonso over in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the same page in that one, which actually could bring you to the home run derby here. Most home runs in the first round, and I feel like Pete Alonso is kind of a no-brainer for this one. Most home runs in the first round. He's going first, so he has to swing for as many home runs as possible. And for that one, we'll take a look at that one real quick. Most home runs in the first round. Joey Gallo and Shohei Ohtani both plus 250. Pete Alonso is plus 500. Matt Olson plus 550. 8-1 for Trevor Story. 9-1 for Salvador Perez, Trey Mancini, and Juan Soto. Most home runs in the first round. Pete Alonso plus 500. I'm betting it right now. I feel like this is a great spot for him. This is a great price, and he's one of the higher home run totals, and he has to hit first. So I feel like that's the great spot for this one, for the most home runs in the first round. You can also look at maybe Trevor Story because he has to do the same thing as Alonso. He's 8-1. I don't think he wins the first matchup, so that's not something I'll do. But Alonso, most home runs in the first round, plus 500. That's where I'm going for this one.
No, I'll grab that one. I know it's not biased. I know we're Mets fans, but Alonso is an underdog. He is batting first, and he's the defending champion. I just think that this is overall just all the chickens are in a line for him to go and win the first round and get the most homers in the first round. I don't want to bet it on Ohtani. I don't want to bet it on Gallo because essentially when you're doing that, you're betting on Juan Soto and Trevor Story.
Trevor Story, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to be betting on the underdogs when I feel like the best underdog to bet on will be Pete Alonso. Or not underdog, but lower seed to bet on will be Pete Alonso. And yeah, that's just the perfect spot. It's plus 500. I got to go with it.
Absolutely. I think that could be a really good plus 500 cash for tonight, the first round. All right, moving on to the next odds here. We're going to be looking at to reach the finals, and we're going to start over on Shohei's region here, where we have Shohei Ohtani at minus 105 to reach the finals, Pete Alonso at plus 225, Juan Soto at 5-1, and Salvador Perez at 5-1 as well. And I feel like there's only two players you can really look at for this one. Shohei Ohtani, I know it's kind of the obvious pick at minus 105. But once again, Pete Alonso to reach the finals, plus 225. I see some value on that line here because if we get a matchup between Shohei and Pete Alonso, I think that's going to be closer to a pick'em range, maybe a minus 130 in the direction of Shohei. So if you have Pete Alonso to reach the finals here, he wins the first round, you have a plus 225 for him to win the second round. I feel like that's a great little spot for him there. And Juan Soto, I think 5-1. That's worth a look as well. If you think that he can knock out Shohei Ohtani in the first round, Juan Soto is a potential nice look here at 5-1 to reach the finals. Personally, I don't think I have a bet on this one yet, but I would definitely lean towards the defending champ getting back there again. I don't have Pete Alonso to win or to reach the finals yet. I'm probably going to look to bet that. I'm going to bet that plus 225 Alonso to reach the finals here for the home run derby. Plus 225.
I keep spelling Alonso wrong. Alonso to reach finals plus 225. And I'm not going to be betting any of that. I'm not going to be betting that because I'm not going to go and double up on Pete Alonso when I can just go and bet him to win the entire thing and move on. I just think that it's a better spot to just go. If you're going to bet him to win the entire thing. Because if he gets past Shohei Ohtani, I think he wins it. I don't think that. I think Shohei will be his biggest competition per se. And once he beats Shohei, I don't think there's anybody else who could stop him. So if you're going to bet him to reach the finals, just bet him to win the entire thing. I think that Pete Alonso is 100% should be the favorite in this, but I don't mind grabbing him at the plus 500 to win the entire thing, rather than just to make the finals.
Yeah, we were getting to that in a little bit, but I was just trying to break that down a little bit. We also have the opposite side here, home run derby to reach the finals. Joey Gallo is a plus 140, Matt Olson plus 225, Trevor Story plus 310, Trey Mancini plus 425. I did put a bet on this one last night. I have Joey Gallo to reach the finals, and I got that at plus 160. It's now a plus 140, so some money has come in on Joey Gallo for that. I think Joey Gallo should be the favorite to reach the finals out of this region. Matt Olson's not someone who particularly scares me. I think he can get by Trevor Story at the first round. So Joey Gallo, I said I liked him. I have a bet on him to reach the finals tomorrow, plus 160, as well as Alonso plus 225 to reach the finals. And the way I'm looking at it is I'm trying to tack them all on for a big score. Because if, say, Gallo reaches the finals, I also have a bet on him to win the finals as well. So with that being said, like I'm looking to, at the very least, know I'm making money if Alonso and Gallo make the finals, because let's get into it. Let's look at the odds to win the whole thing. Shohei Ohtani is a plus 200. Joey Gallo is a plus 350. We're getting 5-1 for Pete Alonso, 6-1 for Matt Olson, 10-1 for Juan Soto and Trevor Story, 11-1 for Salvador Perez, 12-1 for Trey Mancini. And I have two bets on this one. I have Pete Alonso and I have Joey Gallo. I got Joey Gallo at plus 375 last night to win the whole thing. I got Pete Alonso last night at plus 500. Pete Alonso is still 5-1. Plus 350. So a little bit of money is coming on Gallo, and I understand that. I think he's definitely could be the favorite to win this whole thing. I think we see a matchup of Pete Alonso and Joey Gallo, and I'm guaranteed to at least hit a plus 375 if that matchup were to happen. So basically, this is me predicting the finals here. I have Alonso and I have Gallo in the finals tonight. So I have them to win the whole thing, and I have both of them to win the whole thing and both of them to reach the finals. That's where I was looking at for those odds.
He took Gallo a couple days ago, plus 450.
Great price. I got 375.
The big thing right now, I do think Alonso wins the entire thing. I'll grab him to win at plus 500. But the big thing is, I don't know Gallo. I don't know if Gallo makes it to the finals. I think I would favor Matt Olson. I feel like Matt Olson will have the upper edge. Yes, I know Gallo will be able to go second, but Olson has the advantage that he's been hitting in Oakland, which is a humongous stadium. So I feel like Olson's just going to be able to hit him out with ease compared to I know Gallo's got another one of those high arcing swings where he'll hit a bunch of not really moon shots, but not line drives. Matt Olson will hit more line drive homers. So I would favor Matt Olson over Joey Gallo, but my only bet for any of this stuff will be Alonso to win the entire thing.
All right.
Trey Way for the home run derby.
Trey Mancini? I don't know about that. I feel like the MLB would love to have Trey Mancini win the whole thing because that'd be a nice little story. But with that being said, like I think the MLB would love to have Shohei Ohtani win as well. And I think a lot of too much public money for me is coming on Shohei Ohtani for me to feel comfortable about betting him at all in this tournament. Because he's the favorite in everything, and his juice is way too high. So it's not something I'm trying to get involved in here. And actually, no, those are the same odds I'm run. But yeah, looking at this, great odds, but he's not going to make it past Matt Olson. I don't think he makes it past Matt Olson. To be completely honest.
I think that this matchup will be a good one, though. I do think that will be a good matchup.
Yeah. But one more odd we're going to look at here before we head out here. The Home Run Derby, the league of the winner, American League minus 210, National League plus 170. And the interesting thing about that is there are 5 American League hitters and there's only 3 National League. We have Alonso, Story, and Soto. So you're really betting on Alonso here when you're betting National League. And then on the American League side, you have Shohei Ohtani. You have the top 4 seeds are all American League with Ohtani, with Gallo, with Olson, and with Perez. So I'm staying off that one. I thought that was just an interesting little prop. If you like Alonso to win the whole thing, just bet the plus 500. Don't bet the National League to win it. But where any other props things you're looking at for tonight?
The Home Run Derby, longest home run in first round. That one I would give it a show high.
Fair enough. Yeah, longest home run in first round, Shohei Ohtani plus 190. So it's not going to give you much.
Not betting it, but that one I would give to Shohei Ohtani.
I actually have a little bit of an underdog. If you guys are looking for a little bit of an underdog here, longest home run in the first round, give me someone who hits there all the time. Give me Trevor Story at plus 650. I didn't bet it, but it would be something I'd look at. Plus 650 for Trevor Story to hit the longest home run. He has the record for the longest home run by a Rocky in Coors Field. So he has hit one 487 feet before. I think if you're looking for a little bit of a long shot here, Trevor Story at 6.5 to 1 is definitely the look here. But I have no other bets for this one. Well, we can go over a recap and then we'll head on out here.
Yeah, I feel like a degenerate enough betting all this stuff. So yes. I think I have enough action for tonight.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's go over a recap. You can go first there, Tim.
All right. So, think anybody hits one? Yes, I think so. I think Trevor Story or Shohei can do that.
Shop around, though. I think I've seen some books where you can get that number for 512 instead of 519. Keep an eye out for different lines because this is an event where you're going to see a bunch of different odds on a bunch of different books. Shop around, find a good line.
Forced to take a break. I know, right? It's going to be a little bit weird. But no, today we went over the Home Run Derby. Tomorrow we'll go over the All-Star Game. And then Wednesday we'll talk some football. We'll talk some NFL because that's going to be coming up soon. So excited about that. Don Ball plays. Well, here are my plays for the Home Run Derby. I did take Juan Soto to upset Shohei Ohtani plus 190. Doubled up. Sorry. And grabbed Soto over 17.5. I grabbed Story at over 18.5. Mancini at over 16.5. Alonso at over 21.5. I took the least amount of home runs in round 1 over 12.5 at minus 140. I took Alonso most home runs in the first round at plus 500. And I took Alonso to win the entire thing for 500.
Do we run out of space on the bottom?
No,
I also have Gallo to win the whole thing at 350 and Alonso at 5 to 1.
Oh, I did not put those in. That's why.
Yeah. Okay. All good. I was just asking. I'm gonna wait for that to go scrolling again so I can just read off the bottom. For
win plus 375. Alonso to win plus 500.
5 to 1. Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, hopefully tonight's a good night of a little bit of plus money. That's what I'm hoping for here. I think I have only one negative money bet, and that's a matchup in the first round. But with that being said, I do have Juan Soto to pull off the upset as well as the over 17.5. Joey Gallo at -190 to beat Trevor Story. Alonso over 21.5 runs. Alonso, the most home runs in the first round, 5-1, as well as to reach the finals at +225. Gallo to reach the 25 finals at +140. Gallo to win at +375. And Pete Alonso at +500 to win the whole dang thing. That's where I'm looking at for tonight. Anything you want to say before we head on out for this one?
Tonight's been the night that we've been waiting for since childhood, and being able to have a home run derby in Coors Field. I remember back when me and Nick used to play MLB 07, the show, we used to do the home run derby at Coors Field, just home run, home run, home run, home run, home run. But back then we did it with like Albert Pujols and Carlos Beltran and Mike Piazza. Now we get to see Trevor Story, Pete Alonso, Shohei Ohtani. It should be a really good home run derby. I'm super excited for it. Ready to make some money off of it too.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, CSN. But yeah, that's going to just about wrap it up for the show. We want to thank you guys as always for watching. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on those post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we are live here, which is every single morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. For the next 2 days, you can join us for the All-Star Game breakdown tomorrow, and then on Wednesday, we'll look at a little bit of NFL futures, seeing that we have no baseball to go over. And then Thursday, I think we only have, one game? So a light slate, light little bit of work week this week. But that's going to just about wrap it up for the show. Well, thank you guys as always for watching. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here by my brother, Tim, and this has been the Earle Sports Bet Show. I want to thank you guys as always for watching. Thank you guys, and good luck.
See you guys.